Today we are working on Excel Expert Lesson 6, the fourth lesson, outlining data using automatic subtotals. This sounds pretty complicated. So scroll down the worksheet to see how many rows of data are present. Quite a few. I see 2009. 2009 rows. That's a bunch of rows. So select any cell in column E. So column E, doesn't matter where you select. On the Data tab in the Sort and Filter group, Data tab, Sort and Filter group, we're going to click Sort A to Z. On the Data tab in the Outline group, click Subtotal, Subtotal right over here. In the Subtotal dialog box, click the drop-down arrow for At Each Change In and select Payment Type. So right here, we're going to click this down arrow, Payment Type. In the Use Function List box, click the down arrow and select Sum. In the Add Subtotal to List, click the Amount Paid, checkbox to turn it on, and turn off all other checkboxes in this list, so we're going to uncheck the payment type. If necessary, click Replace Current Subtotals and Summary Below Data. You should have both of those should be checked to turn them on, and clear Page Break Between Groups. That one's cleared on mine. And then click OK. And then scroll down the worksheet to see how the data now appears. Mark as answered. Notice that the worksheet now has 3 outline levels at the left side. You see this 1, 2, and 3 over here. That's where it's talking about. Each of these numbers corresponds to a different level of detail. Clicking 1 compresses the data rows so that only the grand total is displayed. Clicking 2 also compresses the data rows but displays the subtotal rows and the grand total. Clicking 3 shows all data rows for that level as well as the subtotals and the grand total. Click 1 at the top of the outline section. So we're going to click 1. And then scroll to the top of the worksheet. You see that there's only one row. The plus and minus buttons work the same way as in File Explorer. Clicking the plus opens the level and shows the data in the next level. Clicking the minus collapses. So you see the plus right there. So click 3 to display all rows again. Then click 2 to display the subtotals. Click the minus to the left of MasterCard total. I don't see a minus. I see a plus. Now I see a minus. I must have done something incorrectly. Click 2 at the top of the outline section. The worksheet displays the subtotal rows and grand total rows only, so that looks to be correct. Note, when you remove some subtotals, you remove all subtotal functions. You cannot remove some totals and keep the rest. Click 3 to display all the rows again. Click on any cell in the data area to ensure that it is selected. Then on the Data tab in the Outline group, click Subtotal. In the Subtotals dialog box, click the Remove All button. And that clears all the subtotals, so mark that as answered. You can also calculate 2 different types of subtotals for the same or different columns in the worksheet at the same time. On the Data tab in the Outline group, click Subtotal. Verify the subtotal dialog box has the following settings and click OK. At each change in should be payment type, Use function should be sum. Add subtotal to should be amount paid. Replace the current subtotals is on. Summary below data is on. On the data tab in the outline, so click OK. On the data tab in the outline group, click subtotal again. In the subtotal dialog box, configure the following settings and click OK. At each change in payment type, use function as count. Add subtotal to amount paid. Replace current subtotals, turn that off. Summary below data is on. Click OK. Note that when you're adding another subtotal to an existing one, you have to clear replace current subtotal. Scroll down the data and see how the subtotal values now appear. There they are. Mark is answered. Submit. And this completes outlining data using automatic subtotals.